Hello everyone, welcome to SJECE classes on YouTube channel. I am Aruna Singh and this is your 9th class geography subject. In this video, I am teaching about the volcanoes chapter. In this chapter, our topics are meanings of the volcano, types of the volcanoes, effects of the volcanoes, components of the volcanoes, its important volcanic zones of the world. All topics will be explained in this video. Let's start our this chapter, volcanoes. In this chapter, volcanoes, the term volcano has been derived from Vulcan, the Roman god of fire. A volcano was known as the mountain of fire, and people used to regard it with faith. A volcano is not a mountain, it is a vent or an opening, usually circular or nearly circular in form, through which heated materials consisting of water, gases, liquid lava, and rock fragments are erupted from the highly heated interior to the surface of the earth. Seismology and volcanology. Seismology, it is the science of the earth in interior parts study, which is studied in seismic waves, which is called seismology. And volcanology, it is the term given to the study of volcanoes, and the scientists who study them are called the volcanologist. Volcanism has two components. One of them operates below the earth's crust and the other above the crust. It is endogenetic mechanism and exogenetic mechanism. And the endogenetic mechanism includes the creation of hot and liquid magma and gases in the mantle and the crust, their expansion and upward ascent, their intrusion and cooling and solidification in various forms below the crystal surface. They form batholiths, laccoliths, sills, dikes, facholiths. These topics already I explained in previous chapter, rocks. The exogenetic mechanism includes the process of appearance of magma as lava on the surface. Volcanic crust, dust and ashes, fragmental materials, mud, smoke in different forms such as fissure flows or violent volcanic eruption, hot springs, geysers and fumaroles, etc. Now, the components of volcanoes. The volcano of explosive type has a volcanic cone which is formed when the erupted material accumulates around the vent, and the vent is an opening of circular or nearly circular shape at the center of the cone. The vent is connected to the interior of the earth by a narrow pipe, and the volcanic materials erupt through this pipe. A funnel shaped halo at the top of the cone is called the crater. Types of volcanoes: active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, extinct volcanoes. Now, three types. Active volcanoes firstly erupt frequently and constantly. Exact volcanic lava, gases, ashes, and fragmental materials. There are more than 500 active volcanoes in the world. Etna and Stromboli are example. Most of the active volcanoes are found on the eastern and western margins of the Pacific Ocean and along the mid-oceanic ridge. And dormant volcanoes have become quiet after eruption. They do not show any indication of future eruption. These are also called the sleeping volcanoes. Mount Vesuvius is the example, which is generally located in Italy. Dormant volcanoes, and after that extinct volcanoes. Extinct, it means finished, or it is also known as the permanently dead volcano. have not erupted for thousands of years, it may be pointed out that no volcano can be declared permanently dead, as we do not know what is exactly happening below the ground surface. And there are the 80% active volcanoes around the Pacific Ocean, which is called the Ring of Fire. Also told you there are three types of volcanoes: active volcanoes, which is still active in erupting; magma dormant volcano, which erupts in uncertain intervals; and extinct volcanoes, which has stopped eruption permanently. It is also called dead volcano. Now, active volcano, the examples are given here: Mount Stromboli and Mount Etna, which is located in Italy; dormant volcano, Mount Kilimanjaro of Africa continent; and many examples of the extinct volcanoes. They are generally exactly happening below the ground surface, do not know by the scientists. The main causes of volcanic eruption are the heat and pressure inside the earth, plate tectonics, magma chamber. The mechanism of volcanism and the volcanic activities are associated with the several processes. So these three are the main causes of volcanic eruption. According to a gradual increase of temperature with decreasing depth at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. Magma is formed due to the lowering of melting point, which is caused by the reduction in pressure of the overlaying materials. Gases and vapor are formed due to the heating of water, which reach underground through percolation. The ascent of magma forced by vast volume of gases and water vapor. So, expressive features and intrusive features due to the volcanic eruptions. Many here is expressive features like cinder or ash cones, composite cones, basic lava cones, acid lava cones, lava domes, lava plugs, craters, calderas, etc. The extensive landforms include crater composite cones, calderas, lava platforms. And intrusive features, it's include dikes, batholiths, laccoliths, volcanic hills, etc. Now our volcanic dust and volcanic ash. The finely pulverized fragments of rock are called volcanic ash, and very fine particles which blow into air are called volcanic dust. Here is the conduit and parasite cone, crater, ash, lava, composite cone, and the second figure see here, it is original crater, caldera, outline of former volcanoes, and a caldera. You see here about the features of the extrusive feature and intrusive feature. Firstly, extrusive feature: cinder or ash cones. It is formed due to the accumulation of loose particles around the vent. Its size increases due to the continuous accumulation of volcanic material minus lava. The larger particles are arranged near the crater, and the finer particles are deposited at the outer margins of the cone. Composite cones are the highest and are formed by the accumulation of various layers of volcanic material, and they have alternate layers of lava and fragmental materials, wherein lava acts as the cementing materials. Basic lava cones, it is formed of light and less viscous lava. Thus, a long cone with low height is formed. These are also called the shield cones. Acid lava cones are formed from highly viscous lava. High cones of steep slopes are formed and are also known as the Strombolian type lava. Lava domes are more extensive than the shield cones. Lava domes more extensive than the shield domes, and shield domes, it means, which is also called basic lava cones. These are formed due to accumulation of lava around the volcanic vent. Craters are depressions formed at the mouth of the volcanic vent. See here the mouth of the volcanic vent. In above picture it is vent, and in below picture where the caldera it is mouth. Depression formed at the mouth of the volcanic vent, which is usually funnel shaped. It differs from caldera with regard to size and mode of formation. And craters, after that caldera, it is an enlarged form of a crater. Enlarged, it means large size of the crater. It is surrounded by steep walls and is formed usually due to the subsidence of the craters. Now, intrusive features, batholiths, laccoliths, fatholids, and sill, dike. These are the intrusive features. And in rocks chapter also I explained these formation of the lava formation or magma materials due to molten materials. Intrusive features. Batholiths are long, irregular, undulating and dome-shaped features. Their side walls are very steep or almost vertical. They are buried deep within the earth. When exposed, they are subjected to weathering and erosion. Such domes can be seen in the Chota Nagpur plateaus of India. Laccoliths are formed due to the intrusion of magma along the bedding plains. Bedding plains is starter layers of the sediments, materials of horizontal sedimentary rocks. They are usually mushroom or dome shaped. Faccoliths are formed due to the intrusion of acidic magma along the anticlines and synclines in the region of fold mountains. Lapoliths are formed when magma solidified in shallow basins. The rocks are coarse grained due to very slow process of cooling. So these are intrusive features, so they are slowly cooled down. Sills are usually parallel to the bedding planes of sedimentary rocks. The thickness of sills ranges from a few centimeters to several meters. Dikes. Dikes are wall-like formation of solidified magma. These are vertical to the bed of sedimentary rocks. The thickness ranges from a few centimeters to several hundred meters, but the length can be several kilometers. The length is not fixed and the area is not fixed, and because these are the intrusive features where the molten materials found their way and they can form these types features. Our main volcanic belts, it means distribution of volcanoes. The volcanoes are mostly associated with the weaker zones of the earth crust, which are also zones of seismic activities like the earthquake. The weaker zones are mostly found in the areas of fold mountains, and they are also associated with the meeting zones of oceans and continents with the mountains building activities. So our belts are divided in three parts: circum-Pacific belt, mid-continental belt, and mid-Atlantic belt. Circum-Pacific belt, this is also known as ring of fire due to consisting 75% active volcanoes of the world. It is generally stretches eastern and western coastal areas of the Pacific Ocean. This belt is ring of fire of the Pacific Ocean. It begins from Antarctica and runs northward through Andes of South America and Rockies of North America to reach Alaska. From there it turns eastwards along the coast of Asia to include the volcanoes of Sakhalin, Kamchatka, Japan and Philippines. These are also the eastern coast of the Pacific. This belt finally merges with the mid-continental belt in Indonesia. No. Cotopaxi in Andes, it is the highest volcanic mountain in the world, and the other famous volcanoes are Mount Fusiyama, Japan, Mount Shasta, Mount Rainier, and Mount St. Helena, USA. These are the famous mounts which are located in circum-Pacific belt, and these are also example of the active volcano. Our next mid-continental belt. It extends along the fold mountain zone of alpine Himalayan region. Although this belt is noted for drastic earthquake, but these are some of the very destructive volcanoes: Stromboli, Vesuvius, Mount Etna, Mount Play, West Indies. Out of these belts, there are also various volcanoes scattered here and there. This belt is not continuous and has several volcanic free zones such as the Alps and the Himalayas. Importance are also in the fault zone of Eastern Africa are Kilimanjaro, Meru, Elgon, and Rugby. These are the and volcanic eruption are caused due to the convergence of the Eurasian plates and the African and Indian plates. Our third, Mid-Atlantic Belt. The Mid-Atlantic Belt includes the volcanoes along the Atlantic ridge, which is the divergent plate zone. It is they are mainly of the fissure eruption type. The divergent plate zone, and Iceland, which is a part of the Mid-Atlantic ridge, is the most active volcano area. The fractures in the crust are created by the divergent plates. Besides the aforesaid well-defined three belts of volcanoes, there are many scattered volcanoes in the inner parts of the continents and away from the plate margins. The cause of their eruption is not yet known. Effects of volcanic eruption. It is generally constructive as well as destructive effects. Constructive, here is the beneficial formation of the earth's surface. Lava can give rise to fertile soils. Most of the precious stones are formed due to volcanic activities. Geysers and springs are tourist attractions and are also important from the medical point of view due to the chemical dissolved in them. Some crater lakes are source of rivers and often offer scenic attraction for tourists. Most of the volcanic rocks, when exposed on the surface, are a storehouse of metal and minerals. Destructive effects. It means damages effects. The hot lava ejected from the volcano moves at a fast speed. This can bury man-made infrastructure, kill human beings and animals, destroy agricultural farms and pastures, plug rivers and lakes, burn and destroy forests. The fallout of large quantities of fragmented materials, dust, ash, smoke, etc., creates health hazards due to poisonous gases emitted during eruption. It is also cause acid rain. Heavy rains mixed with volcanic dust and ash cause mud flow on the steep slopes of the cones. Earthquakes caused due to explosive eruption can generate destructive tsunamis, seismic waves, and these can cause loss of life and property in the affected coastal regions. Effect of volcanic eruption here is the constructive and destructive. Remember, it constructive, it is a long process. Effect, it means after cooled and solidification the benefit will come of the volcanic eruption, but the recent when its volcanic eruption started blast, at that time it formed destructive effect. It shows destructive effect, but after many long years it's give constructive effects. So in destructive effect, the volcanic eruptions can change the heat balance of the earth and the atmosphere, causing global warming. It means due to volcanic eruption, our earth atmosphere temperature can be increased. Some scientists believe that the fall of volcanic materials caused the mass extinction of a few animal species. They believed that the mass extinction of dinosaurs about 65 million years ago is related to the increased worldwide volcanic activities. It means ancient dinosaurs, which species had already extinct due to volcanic eruptions. These all are destructive effects. In case in question ask about the destructive effects or constructive effects, in this way we can say the volcanic eruption cause heavy damage to human life and property. The explosive eruptions can cause devastating earthquakes and tsunamis. And in constructive way we can see, or also we can explain, lava helps in the formation of fertile soils. The volcanic regions are rich in metals and minerals. Volcanic eruption can change the heat balance of the earth and atmosphere, thus causing global warming. Most of the artificial volcanoes generally they affect their reason part, they can increase the temperature of the earth atmosphere. Let's discuss some questions. For example, explain the formation of cinder and composite cones. Here is the difference between the cinder and composite cones. Already I told you in this chapter, the cinder or ash cones, these are also ash cones, are formed due to the accumulation of loose particles around the vent. Vent is the part of the volcanoes which is also I told in this figure, and its size increases due to the continuous accumulation of volcanic material minus lava. Minus lava, it means it decreases the lava materials, and the larger particles are arranged near the crater and the finer particles are deposited at the outer margins of the cone. These cones are permeable to water as they are made up of loose unconsolidated materials. So this is the cinder or ash cones. Composite cones are the highest and are formed by the accumulation of various layers of volcanic material. They have alternate layers of lava and fragmented material wherein lava acts as the cementing material. Most of the highest symmetrical and extensive volcanic cones of the world are composite cones. Here is some examples also I given previously: Cotopaxi, Ecuador in country, Fusiyama in Japan, and the Rainier in USA. So here is the difference between the cinder and composite cones. The cinder are generally loose particles around the vent, and composite cones are the highest and formed by the various layers of the volcanic materials. So students, here is the clear difference between cinder and composite cones. Now, difference between caldera and craters. So now see, craters, again I revise this topic. Craters are depressions formed at the mouth of the volcanic vent, which is usually fund shaped. It differs from caldera with regard to size and mode of formation. The mode of formation and according to the size, the difference between the caldera and craters. Craters are the depression formed at the mouth of the volcanic vent, and the caldera, it is enlarged form of a crater. It means which crater part large areas increased. The enlarged form of a crater, it is surrounded by steep walls. In craters there is no any steep walls, and in caldera there will be must steep walls, and is formed usually due to the subsidence of the crater. After crater formation, our expanded part formed, and it is called caldera. So students, our this chapter is completed with some doubtful questions discussion, and again we will meet in next video with new chapter. So thanks for watching this video, and again wait for the new video. Thanks to all.